So we're going to go grocery shopping. This is something we do at least twice, unfortunately, sometimes 3 or 4 times a week. We wanted to bring you guys with us so you can see what exactly we purchase every week. This won't be like an all-encompassing trip, but it's everything that we need right now.
Yep, we're ready to head there. Mic'd up. Gonna be a little embarrassing, but we're gonna do it for you guys.
Yeah, we've never filmed at a grocery store, so we're not really sure how this is gonna work. Something important to note before we go in here. Understand that we are shopping as competitive bodybuilders. There is a distinct difference between shopping with the intent of building muscle and burning fat versus shopping with the intent of healthy eating and living a long, happy, healthy life. There's a lot of things that sometimes bodybuilders consume that are not healthy. It's not healthy at all. Specifically, I'm referring to like sugar-free products. It's full of chemicals. We recognize that it's not good for you. But you have to understand that sometimes we make those decisions just because it helps us get through the day. Bodybuilding might appear like the epitome of health, and happiness, and long life, but the reality is that sometimes you make unhealthy decisions in order to accomplish your physical fitness goals. I just think it was important that I say that before you see us picking up like some diet sodas or some sugar-free syrup or like fat-free whipped cream. It's not good for you. It's not. But it gets you through the day. It's going to get us through the next 4 weeks of this prep, and we're going to be shredded at the end of it.
So shredded.
Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Oh, snap. Is it closed? Oh, my God.
We've made an I think we're going to have to go to the sad place, Walmart.
Oh, man. All right, this is the most off-script thing that could have happened to us. We're currently shopping at a Walmart neighborhood market, which if you've ever been to one, they're super limited in what they offer. So we're going to piece together what we can, see what's available. Unfortunately, this is another reality of bodybuilding. You know, the world doesn't revolve around you and your show. And if you fail to buy the things you need on time, you got to go somewhere else and get what you get. No carts. And I picked the noisiest cart that I could have found, so that's good. All right, let's start with produce.
Yep, we usually do start with produce because it's typically the first thing you walk in and see.
Are you doing spring mix this week?
Yes. Yeah, I'll eat a couple salads this week because that's been easier.
Organic.
Okay, we like these little individual guys because we like to feel them up. Yeah. With avocado, you want to get them to where they're like not too hard, but where they're not super squishy, because when they're really squishy, they rot really fast.
Honestly, I like to get an array, like one that's going to be edible today, one that's edible tomorrow, and then 3 or 4 hard ones that'll be good later in the week.
How many do you need for this week?
That's good, yeah.
4. Cool.
Lots of baby carrots. These are actually both for us and the dogs.
And what do we make with potatoes?
We do air-fried French fries, and they're amazing.
Delicious.
The air fryer doesn't change the macros at all, which is awesome. So you just salt and pepper and throw them in there.
And it feels guilty because they feel like French fries.
Yeah, potatoes are a great way to eat like a lot of food and really not that much carbs.
Oh, yep, peppers. And I think we have a little bit of onion at home. And what do we use those in normally?
Mostly we dice those up and put them in our egg whites for like omelets. And then occasionally in the salads.
And cauliflower fried rice.
Oh yeah, that's good too. Lots of colors. You always want as many colors on your plate as possible. And buy organic when you can.
And jalapenos, because we like a little kick.
A little kick, she says. Almost forgot blueberries. These are essential. Those look okay. Yeah, those also look okay. Come on now.
At Walmart produce.
Just trying to find the least amount of blemishes possible. That's fine. We'll go with 2 of those.
Bloobs.
Other stuff we typically buy in the produce section would be like apples, bananas, oranges, or orange juice. Because both of our carbs are so low right now, we're not really able to incorporate as much of those, but those are also super healthy things that I would totally recommend incorporating into your diet. Apparently.
Do you need egg whites this week?
No.
Okay.
I just eat them when I have to.
All right, so I'm grabbing egg whites. I do these every day for breakfast. I know that they seem boring, but you can spice them up with, I do veggies and then a little bit of sriracha. It makes them a lot more tolerable.
So we got lucky today. They actually have 96.4 beef in stock. This is not always available, but at the same time, when it is, most people don't gravitate towards it. Most people don't even know that it exists. But we're going to pick up literally everything they have available.
You can tell the difference a little bit in that it's a little bit less fatty, but it is a little more difficult to come across.
Oh, for me,
a lot of people don't even know that they make it.
Once you get used to this, everything else tastes so fattening, so greasy.
Yes.
I am not a fan of the options for chicken at Walmart. Purdue's probably our best option right now, so that's what we're going to go with.
Yeah, Austin usually does chicken for, I think, 2 of his meals every day. I personally don't do chicken because I have a slight allergy and it just never sits quite well with my tummy.
It's not a week's worth. This is probably just the next 3 or 4 days.
Wait for me, I got little legs. Okay, we're gonna grab a couple of rice cakes. Most of my meals are around 10 grams of carbs, and these are perfect because they have 11. I like the caramel and the apple cinnamon ones the best. They're my favorite.
We're going to pick up some florets here. This is not the brand we prefer, but these are pretty good. I definitely recommend getting actual fresh broccoli if you have the means of cooking it yourself. But sometimes you cut corners just to make ends meet. So we're going to do frozen broccoli this week. Also, get florets, not cuts. Check this out. Don't get it confused for cuts. This is literally just like the chunky, stocky part.
The little nubbies.
It's gross. I don't know why. Just get florets.
No one wants the nubs.
So we're going to get some honey. I have actually been lucky enough to incorporate some of this recently. I'm a big fan of honey, especially local honey. I'm going to try out this 100% pure raw Georgia unfiltered honey. I typically sprinkle this on like English muffins or oatmeal, wherever you can sprinkle it on. Great way to get simple carbs. Oh, I almost forgot cheese balls. These are actually really important. I'm just kidding.
Forgot what? Almonds. We were doing cashews for a little while, but almonds are one of the other healthy fat sources that we use besides avocado, or aquafadad, as I like to say. Okay, I think this is good. So I do honey mustard on most of my meals. Choosing condiments is hard because you can accidentally eat a lot of calories in your condiments. And when you're on prep, you're looking for things that are as low calorie as possible. So this has 10 grams, or sorry, this has 10 calories because it has 1 gram of fat, which doesn't quite math out, never does. But you're looking for something with the least amount of calories.
So we're a big fan of pickles, pretty much all pickle products. We have a favorite at the grocery store we weren't able to go to today, but we're gonna get some Talk Texas crisp, hot okra pickles.
And what's the benefit to eating those? Like, why do we eat so many of those on prep?
I mean, it's just a vegetable, so it doesn't count towards your fats or proteins or carbs. Vegetables are healthy for you, period. This is a great way to just like snack on something that's essentially calorie less, and it's spicy and tasty, and it's great.
Sometimes you need those, especially at the end of prep.
I was talking about sugar-free options earlier. So this G Hughes has a bunch of different sugar-free barbecue sauces. These are all super great. You'd be surprised at how many different sugar-free sauces are out there. I do a sugar-free barbecue sauce. I do sugar-free ketchup. And I also do this sugar-free sweet chili sauce that's amazing on chicken. There's just plenty of options out there to make your meals more interesting without adding unnecessary or useless calories. Ironically, I was just talking about this G Hughes brand. I didn't know that they had a sugar-free ketchup, and here it is. I've never tried this before. Shout out to the marketplace neighborhood Walmart thing for offering this.
Okay, so now that our carbs have gotten a little lower, we can't even fit rice anymore. So we have been doing riced cauliflower, and I know that sounds awful, but Austin cooks this up super good. He does just the tiniest little bit of oil, and then he'll do veggies and kind of almost turn it into a stir fry. And yes, you can tell the difference, but it is tasty.
It's also just a large quantity of food. It's like mentally satisfying when you're looking at a large plate of food and you get to clear the whole thing. Maybe you're not as full at the end of it, but psychologically it does help a lot just to like have a stomach full of vegetables.
I've been eating a lot of gum lately just because it is so low calorie, and kind of helps when you're hungry just to literally chew on something.
By eating gum, she means chewing gum, I hope. I have not consumed any of this on prep. It was recommended to me by a friend. This is fat-free cheese. And if you think about it, that doesn't really make any sense because like cheese should have fat. So I'm really curious to know like what the heck it's made of and if it's worth putting in my body. It actually has 9 grams of protein per serving. No fat, 2 grams of carbs. Look at the consistency of it though.
Liquidy.
Curiosity is not going to get the best of me today. Are these good or no?
Oh God.
Answer the question.
Heavy breathing. I think I'm gonna cut some of those up into lines and snort them.
These things are 3D printed. You can't convince me otherwise.
Look at all of those carbs. Oh my God. I'm coming for you, baby. I'll be back for you.
In terms of total price, interestingly, I think people gravitate towards these grocery stores in order to save money. Ironically, the total price today was actually the same as what we normally spend at Publix. Did you notice that?
Yeah, I did.
And Publix is considered like more expensive and you're paying for the experience. Totally worth it in my opinion.
Always put your
put it back. All right, so I hope that was informative. We actually got almost everything that we needed today. That was a bit of a curveball. We weren't expecting to have to switch up grocery stores last minute. Pretty pleasantly surprised with everything we collected today. Things that we didn't buy that we either didn't need or already have at home that's part of our normal daily diet would be oatmeal, peanut butter, rice, shrimp. What else?
You have some condiments at home, but we've talked about the sugar-free condiment.
Yeah.
Ready Whip, the sugar-free Ready Whip we've been eating.
Got that. Sugar-free syrup. I've been pouring that on things sometimes.
I've been doing like turkey lunch meat, but that doesn't have any added like ingredients. Like it's literally just like turkey and salt.
Yeah, another disclaimer on that. Like it's tasty, it's convenient. You don't have to cook it in any way. But that is certainly considered a processed meat, and there are dangers associated with consuming processed meats beyond just the process itself and the additives that are included. But then you start to consider flavors. So you notice that like a lot of people do honey smoked ham or hickory flavored this, and there's no hickory involved in the process at all. They inject hickory flavored something in there, and that actually adds calories. It can add unwanted fats, unwanted carbs into your protein source. So like just be aware of that and read the label, see what exactly you're putting in your body before you consume it.
I think another thing we have at home that I can only eat on my high days, but that you get to eat occasionally, are English muffins.
I've got like 2 or 3 different flavors at home, and those last a while. So
I eat probably a decent amount of grits. Grits is a carb source that I gravitate towards. I like them. I know they're kind of a plain flavor, but I enjoy them.
We didn't pick up any candy, did we?
No.
I have not been eating any candy this prep, but you typically can get away with it on your high carb days, right?
Yeah, so on my high carb days, my coach allows me to have candy. Candy is definitely, we've talked about it in previous episodes of our podcast, but candy is a decent way to not consume fat and get just purely carbs. But keep in mind that it is a little bit more of like an empty calorie, and that you can easily hit your macros eating carbs, but it's not going to keep you full quite as long because the type of carb that it is processes a lot faster in your body. So you're going to be hungry a lot sooner. Seems like a good idea, and it's nice every once in a while just to have a little break and have something tasty. But I would definitely not recommend using that to fill your carb source every day.
You know, an interesting future podcast episode or vlog episode would be talking about having like a tiered list to your macronutrient sources. Like for example, if you want or need carbs, right, you should reach towards whole foods first, right? Like rice or oatmeal, right? And if you're sick of those two things, then maybe there's a second tier where it's like bagels or English muffins, and technically those are processed foods. Still great options, but not as good as the first option. But if you're sick of rice and you're sick of potatoes and you're sick of whole foods and you're also sick of English muffins or bagels or processed foods like that, then you can start reaching towards candy and other sources. It should go without saying, like, if you can get all of your macronutrients from whole food sources, you're better off. But at the end of the day, practicality matters. And if you're tired of what you're eating and you need to opt for something a little bit different, then you can start reaching towards other, simpler, cheaper sources.
Where'd your shirt go?
Never had a shirt.
This is why we train.
What you got?
I just ate a hot pickle and it was delicious. I had to reward myself for grocery
pull out the
shopping.
brand of hot pickles we actually like.
Hot pickles.
These I've never seen anywhere besides Publix, but they're amazing. The brand is called Grillo's Pickles. Definitely get the hot ones.
I keep sharing these with the world, and then now every time I go to Publix, I mean, I don't think I have that big of an influence, but every time I go to Publix now, they're gone.
I'm gonna be honest, it took me like 27 years to start like regularly consuming pickles. I just didn't like them, but I cannot stop eating these. They're that good.
And this has been the other godsend on prep. It's fat-free.
Ready whip.
You can't have that much of it because it's still, for 2 tablespoons, it still does have only 1 gram of carbs.
You know where I picked that up actually, that pro tip?
That was me.
No, this.
The Ready Whip.
Yeah.
Fat-free Ready Whip. Me.
Ready Whip. I could have sworn I discovered it through Nick Bear at BPN.
No, it was your last prep.
I don't remember.
Remember, I used to have it in my freezer and I was like, try this. And then you and Clay started eating it.
Well, we hope that was informative. Maybe you learned something, maybe you didn't. At least it was entertaining. We're going to start unpacking this, and we're going to have a nice, relaxing evening at home, right?
No, we still have cardio.
We still have cardio.
Yeah, there will be no relaxing. You look so sad. I just ruined his night. It's okay. Bye, guys.